The purpose of this video is to demonstrate what we want you guys observing in the squat pattern when you come to class. The squat pattern is something that you're going to see often when you're working in fitness. You'll see it done with a medicine ball, a dumbbell, a kettlebell, barbell, sandbag, all of it. The same technical principles will apply throughout. So the main thing that we want you guys to look at is the movement consistent and is it under control? So if you can just show me here, right, what Rob is demonstrating is a nice smooth, controlled squat. Everything is moving appropriately and he's just moving very well and consistently. What you will notice when you're in class is that not everybody's going to go down to that full depth. Even when they get to their depth, it might look a little uncomfortable down there. Okay, we're going to talk about that and those variations at another time to figure out whether that's a mobility issue or a flexibility issue. What we do want to go over right now are some of the common mistakes that people will make, or the common faults that they will display when you're observing. So the first one, if you can turn towards me, right, is overextending at the top. So when they initiate to go down into the squat, their butt goes back first. Good, and then they stand up. I just want you to do this here. So just kind of like arch, just flip your hips back and then go and come back up. So really getting that overarching coming out of the top, they're loading their spinal joints and they're not really setting their spine up for success. So be very careful with that. The next thing that you will see is people leading with the knees. So as they go to descend, right, the knees go forward and the butt goes straight down. It doesn't go back at all. Again, this is going to overload the knees and over time will lead to this tendinitis type feeling in the front of the knee. Another thing you're going to see is the chest falling forward early. Go ahead, right, and come back up. Again, this is not going to be ideal. Could indicate a couple things. Again, we'll go over at a different time. The second last thing that we'll see is, Rob, if you turn towards the camera, is watching their knees, right? So their knees might go in and out as they squat down. So this is, he's having his knees go forward and in at the same time, which again is suboptimal mechanics at the knee joint. Okay, the last thing that we'll see is when people start to rush this range of motion is that they fail to complete it and squeeze their glutes at the top. So you come down and they look like they're going downhill skiing. Okay, so these are some of the faults that we want you guys to be aware of as you're going through and watching people squat. To go through point by point with a good squat, Rob, if you go. So we'll go nice and slow here. So do a 5.5 second descent and then we'll come up. Good, so as Rob starts to go down, his knees go forward while his butt goes back. He maintains a nice brace here. His hips go below the knees. He is balanced on his feet. His chest is up. And when he finishes, his shoulders are over his rib cage is over the hip, hip over the knee, knee over the ankle. So those are the ideal mechanics. And we've covered everything that could vary. Of course, there's going to be other variations that people will invent along the way, but these are the things that we want you guys to keep your eyes out for and to jot down when you see people varying from normal, so we can go over and explain why they might be doing that and how to correct it.